anticipated fight, and we are underway with round number 1.
When we get matchups like this, guys that just won't quit, they'll be there every step of the way like Gaddy Ward. Sometimes it comes to the point where one fighter thinks he's got himself an advantage, he's done something great, but then the other fighter doesn't go away. How does that play out in the minds of each fighter?
Usually it doesn't affect the kind of guys you just mentioned, Gaddy and Ward. It made how to cement these.
Oh, that's gotta hurt. Oh, that got him. That wrecked him right there. He's down for the first time. To beat the count, Teddy. This is a spot that he's not used to being in.
No, he's not. And for the most part, he's used to being on the offense. Now, not only does he have to go on the defense, but he has to strictly think about surviving. You know, it goes against his temperament because he doesn't want to give in to anything. And right now, he has to give in to the fact he's going to lose this round and just survive.
He had his eyes set on the uppercut, but was unable to land it. Able to cover up that gut. And they're swelling around his eye. How about a return to sender with the left hand? Halfway through round number 1. Marvin Hagler, of course, associated with Brockton, Massachusetts, best known as the home of the Brockton blockbuster Rocky Marciano, but he was actually born in Newark, New Jersey back in 1954. Nice block that time. It was intended to the head. Hagler able to block that punch. They both decide to bring it. Keeping his hands up, getting way of his opponent's effort. Oh, and he returns fire with a left hand. Not able to land the headshot. Last 10 seconds of this first round. And the round comes to an end. We did have a knockdown in that round. Now, Teddy, if you're in the corner where your man was down on the floor, what are you telling him?
Well, the first thing I do is I sit him down, I get water on the back of his neck. You know, I bring him to a sense, I make sure that he's clear and everything. And then I tell him why he got his backside put on that canvas so he can correct it. And he doesn't go out there and get caught again with the same punch.
He got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort by Jake Lamotta. Jake Lamotta with a counter punch. What do you make of the fact that Marvin Hagler never went after what would have been a huge jackpot of a rematch with Sugar Ray Leonard when he was so disgusted with the way the judges went after the first fight?
I think it speaks of the makeup of the man. You know, he might not have been as fast as some fighters like Sugar Ray Leonard. He may not have been, you know, as pure in one area of power and talent as a Tommy Hearns, or of course that great kind of size that he had. But what really made him was he was a proud guy. He was a guy who really was just reliable all the time. And he felt completely betrayed by the system. And a guy that's proud like that, a guy that's his strength, is that kind of character, that's a guy that just walks away from that. And I think he showed you that.
Halfway through round number 2. A good block. Took a shot, now he gets a left. Wow! Lamotta's legs look shaky. He was hurt. Nice counter by Lamotta.
Come on, guys, keep apart. Punch it out. Come on, punch it out.
Tying up again here after being knocked down. What should his opponent be doing?
See, that's the right question. We're just looking at the guy grabbing. His opponent is allowing him to grab. You know, it takes two to tango to do that dance. His opponent should be taking a step back, not letting him grab, and keeping his hands moving.
Jake Lamotta with a counter punch.
Let's see some more head movement. Let's see some more head movement. Out of the way. Move your head.
Very clean offense from defense by Hagler. Boy, that's a big gash there on the cheek. And this round comes to an end. Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas ringside. I'm just looking up at the corner here at this guy that just got tagged, Teddy, this fighter who just got stunned. And I'm thinking, boy, it's like the air's come out of him a bit. He looks just so dejected now.
Yeah, you know, right now he's on the side of a mountain. You know, he's up on a cliff, and he needs a rope to get down. So that's what you got to do. So you don't look and say, hey, he's up on a cliff. We know that. Give him a rope.
Well, we know he survived earlier, but now he goes down for a second time. So now a little bit of an uphill battle for Marvin Hagler. He goes down, but does rise up and is able to beat the count.
You know what's going to hurt him and what he's working against right now? Believe it or not, I know it'll make him survive in the end, but his competitive nature right now is to get even. And right now he's got to fight against that. He just has to survive. He's got to forget about winning this round.
Get in there. Side to side. Whoa.
Good defensive skill with the block by Hagler. Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. Well, Teddy, you can see quite clearly that that cut is becoming a major problem for him. What does he have to do strategically here to deal with it?
Well, there's three lines of defense, so whether you're cut or you're not cut. One is use your legs. Get out of range a little bit. The other is move your head. The other is block. He has to pick one of those defensive strategies, one of those choices, and put it into place.
He's just not concentrating on the body as a target here, Teddy.
No, and you know, you wouldn't mind if he didn't have to. In other words, it all depends on the scenario. This scenario says that he should be going to the body, and you should recognize that. And that's part of the talent of a fighter, recognition. That you have to recognize where the opportunities are.
Jake Lamotta with a right to the head and right to the canvas. To beat the count, Teddy, this is a spot that he's not used to being in.
No, he's not. And for the most part, he's used to being on the offense. Now, not only does he have to go on the defense, but he has to strictly think about surviving. So it goes against his temperament because he doesn't want to give in to anything. And right now, he has to give in to the fact he's going to lose this round and just survive.
His opponent wanted the body, he wouldn't give it to him. End of the round. A round in which a knockdown was scored. Now, Teddy, if you're the trainer in the corner of the guy scoring the knockdown, what are some of the things you want to remind him of?
You want to remind him how he got there because A lot of times it's the tendency to just remember the punch that put him there. He dressed him up. He set that punch up. Don't think about just the punch that landed. Think about the setup punches.
Good block. Able to dismiss that body shot. Nice counter by Lamotta. You know, boxing is a global sport. I think sometimes in North America we lose touch of that, but boxing is such a global sport, and every little region of the country defines its fighters differently, and the fighters are defined by where they come from.
Yeah, it really is. You know, sometimes if a fighter is from maybe a place where there's not many resources, then you're going to get a fighter who's a little cruder, and he's going to have to be more physical because, you know, he doesn't have the apparatuses in the gym where, you know, he can hit a double end ball, or, you know, he could be inclined to be a little bit more technical. And I think that you're influenced by those kind of things, by the lackings of certain benefits in somebody's background or preparation.
Comes right back at him with a left hand. Blocks away that headshot. Nice strike after catching one by marvelous Marvin Hagler. Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by Jake Lamotta. Able to show you his blocking ability. Look at the way he's sluggish around the ring ever since that knockdown. You see his punch output is down. But what's going on inside his head? I mean, I can physically look at him and say he's tired. What's going on inside his head?
That's a good question. It's the right question, so because a lot of people watching, they'll look at it and they'll say, well, he would never think about quitting. Yeah, he is thinking about quitting. The trick right now is to take that thought and let it pass on and grab a hold of himself before it.
Oh, he is stunned. He could go down. If I'm his opponent, I look at that eye and I say, that's the magic button. Keep going right there, touch it, touch it, touch it, and we can get a stoppage here.
Well, you're not wrong, but also it can work the other way to your detriment. You could be looking for that spot so much that now you're throwing one punch at a time. You're looking just for that. You're not doing the other things. You're not using the jab to set it up. You're not going to the body. And maybe you actually allow your opponent to survive longer because he could see that one shot coming. He could avoid that one shot.
To dismiss his opponent's shot and then comes back with an uppercut. Here's one for you now, he says, right back with the left hand. Lamotta blocks that punch. Wow, look at that, trading shots. Not what he was looking for. That's a miss right there by Hagler. Lamotta blocks that punch. in what has been a memorable round. Great stuff from these two. There it is. Lamotta stunned and
Keep
staggered.
busy, guys. Come on now. Keep busy.
Jake Lamotta blocks a punch. He went from almost being knocked out to being right back in it. Good looking two-punch combination there. Able to dismiss that body shot. Covers up nicely, gets rid of his opponent's body shot. Oh, that's got him. Oh, this is going to be close. He may be able to survive the round, but he has gone down now.
Don't let him fight. He's hurt. Get him this round.
Jake Lamotta blocks a punch. Wow, is he defensively sound? Blocks that punch. Nice counter by Lamotta. Teddy, you know what I'm so impressed by? Obviously, the pace of this fight is just ridiculous. But how hungry these guys are. How badly each guy wants it.
So this is the kind of fight that it has nothing to do about money. It has everything to do about legacy. How they're going to be remembered.
Took a shot, now he gives a left. And a sharp counter punch by Hagler. Hagler's fighting a completely different fight right now. He went down earlier, and you can see that he's just throwing that strategy, that original game plan, right to garbage.
Well, it's showing you that he's a thinking man's fighter. He had to make an adjustment. You know, he would have had no chance to survive and to later win this fight if he stayed with the same plan. He had to come up with a little bit of a change.
And that's exactly what he's done. What a good counter punch by Hagler. He had his eyes set on the uppercut, but was unable to land it. Hagler's looking for an answer here, Teddy. No doubt about it, he's got to be behind on the scorecards.
Yeah, he is. And right now, he needs a big punch to turn this around, get back into the swing of things a little bit. And I think one thing he could look for is maybe his opponent gets a little careless. Invite him in a little bit. You know, you've been backpedaling a little bit. Let him come in and then suddenly make a miss and see if you can catch him with something as he comes, just to get things started.
Oh, he is stunned. He couldn't go. What a precision body shot that was, and he scores the knockdown. Lamotta's going to be partying tonight. A knockout victory. It doesn't get better than that.